What's up, guys? Going to do a quick video on gig life, particularly as it relates to your vehicle. I'm going to give you 5 tips to take care of your car if you're doing gig work full time. Number 1, get regular checkups. My thing is, with my car, I go to the Firestone dealership. They have a checkup fee that they have where they can just check the car for any issues from the bumper to bumper. They'll check the engine, they'll check the tires, and you just pay, I think it's like $120, $150, something like that. And you get that done just to make sure your car is staying in good shape, that there's no issues that are bubbling up that will require an expensive fix, or if there are issues, they'll give you a full report regarding what things you may need to look out for. Like, some of them is just like suggested maintenance, nothing really serious, but others are like, hey, you need to get a new tire. This tire is getting pretty bad. The tread is getting pretty bad, or you have a bad AC compressor, or you need an oil change pretty soon, or your transmission may be going out. So get regular checkups for your car. That's number 1. Number 2 is find a reliable mechanic. And this has been a huge blessing, because the guy I've been taking my cars to for years, actually the original guy, he sadly passed away during COVID. He actually got COVID and died. And then the guy who's taken over the business now, I've been going to him for years now, and he's really an excellent mechanic. Pretty much runs the shop by himself. I think he hires a part-time guy just whenever he needs extra help, but he's pretty much running it by himself, and he does excellent work. Half the price of what Firestone is. So my strategy is I go to Firestone to find out what's wrong with the car and get a kind of a full detailed report on paper, and then I take it to my guy, my mechanic, to fix, because I can buy my own parts, and I can take the parts to him and give him the parts, and then he charges half the cost, or sometimes like a third of the cost of the labor, and I can find my parts online, which is the third thing you need to look for. So get regular checkups, find a reliable mechanic with preferably a smaller shop that you can go to, that you can take your own parts to. And the third thing is to find a place where you can find cheaper parts, because what I've discovered, especially dealing with my old car, 2008 Hyundai Elantra, sitting here at 375,780 miles, the thing is, you want to buy your own parts online. I go to rockauto.com, or I go to 1aauto.com, or even sometimes AutoZone. And so I get my own parts. And because when I look at the thing about Firestone is that they're honest as far as what they're charging you. And so you can see exactly what the part number is, and you can see the price that they'll charge you for the part and for the labor. So what I've discovered is when I buy my own parts, the labor, the parts are literally like a third, sometimes a fourth of what Firestone is charging me. Now, I get it. It's a business. They're a major brand. They have way more costs than my local mechanic does, so they have to build that into their pricing model. But some of the costs of the prices, it's just like it's a completely different price. Obviously, they're going for profit, so I understand it's a business, but you yourself are a business, and you have to lower your costs as much as possible. So if you can get the same exact part online at a much cheaper rate, and you can take it to a mechanic who's going to install it in your car at a much lower rate, then obviously you're keeping more money in your pocket doing this full time. So you definitely need to find, like I said, go to rockauto.com, go to 1aauto.com, go to even AutoZone.com, and find the part yourself, buy the part, and take it to your mechanic, and make sure you find a mechanic who will take the part and will install it for you, because I can't take parts to Firestone. Obviously that's going to cut it, because it's their business model. They're going to lose money if I bring my own parts in, and they talk about how they can't warranty it and all that stuff, which obviously makes sense. But again, you're trying to save money, find your own parts and take it to a mechanic that will install it for you at a fraction of the price. The fourth thing is get regular oil changes. Now, I was taught by my dad, make sure you get your oil changed regularly. It seems like it's a common thing, but I'm surprised at the number of people who don't actually get their oil changed. They just completely drive their car, and then sometimes they can't figure out why it's not working, and they just haven't gotten an oil change. And so it's not, like Dave Ramsey says, common sense is now a superpower in these days. So get regular oil changes. That's the fourth thing. Make sure your car, every 3,000 miles. I know it's the standard one. I've let my car go, as old as it is, I've let it go for 4,000, sometimes 5,000 miles, and I really haven't had an issue with it. I think 3,000 miles, again, you have to remember these places are businesses, so they build that into the model. They want you to keep coming back to pay them to do the oil changes, even if your car really doesn't need one. So I've looked up some videos online from other mechanics, and some mechanics say you don't need to do your oil change that often. 5,000, 6,000, and some of the newer cars, you can go up to like 8,000 to 10,000 miles. So just depending on the car you have, you just got to figure out what you want to do with it. So, and then the fifth thing is, I thought I could remember it off the top of my head. Let me grab my notes here that I wrote down earlier. This is what you get when this is just raw video here. Let's see. And it shouldn't be that hard to find. You would think. Here we go. Oh, the other thing was obviously get tire rotations. Another thing that it's like these days I'm just like wondering, because we're so used to hearing things over and over, and then you start questioning things like, how true is that? You look it up and like, wow, that's actually not all that necessary. But tire rotations, I got my tires from Walmart recently, and I'm actually sitting at a Walmart waiting to go pick up an order in a few minutes now. Actually, I think I need to be there, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But I got brand new tires, 4 brand new tires, Goodyear tires, for about $450 from Walmart. And on their sign in their garage area, their auto care area, they say rotate your tires every 7,500 miles. I've heard 5,000 miles. Walmart is saying 7,500 miles. I've heard people online saying you don't really need to rotate your tires because it's not really all that necessary. I understand like the tread may be different from the front to the back. You want to make sure the tread is being worn down evenly. So I don't know, that may be a newer car thing where you don't need to rotate it as much, but I still get mine rotated. I can get them rotated for free. Again, the secret is shopping around. Discount Tire, they will rotate your tires for free. They'll fix your flats for free, I believe, or for a small fee, and they'll check your tire pressure and check your tires for free. So find places like that, save money, just so you can keep more of the money that you're making in your pocket and keep on the road doing the gig work that you love to do. And so just thought I'd share those 5 tips with you, and hopefully that's helpful.